So, in this workshop tutorial, we're going to be learning how to make a wind tunnel from scratch, and yeah, basically the modeling and assembling of that. So, yeah, we're going to be using Onshape for this, and yeah, this is Onshape. Basically, after you've created an account and logged in, to create a new project, you go to Create, and then Create Document, give it a name, just say wind tunnel, and yeah, just create a document. Yeah, so once you're in this window, you've got like your main view here, the different tools up at the top, and like what parts are there on the left side. So the first part we're going to make is the outlet. So to start off with, we're going to create a sketch by pressing the sketch button and choosing the front plane. After this, we're going to go to the rectangle and select the center point rectangle and basically create a rectangle that's of like any size but around the shape of a square. Also, you can use this like cube here to select which view you want, and we're going to select the front view. Now, to dimension this, we're going to go up here to the dimension tool, or you can press D and then select one of the edges and then click again, and here we're going to set the width to be 56 millimeters and make the other side the same length as well. Now we're going to go to the rectangle again and create another rectangle within the one that we just created. And this should basically act as the inside like open area of the wind tunnel. And we're going to add a dimension to this. So the thickness of the wall will be 2 millimeters. And yeah, do this with both sides. Once we have got this, we can press the tick button to confirm our sketch. Now, if we were to actually look at the completed model, what we just did is basically this area over here. What we want to do next is to model this like circular section on the other side. To do that, we have to create an offset plane. You can use your right mouse cursor to rotate around the view, and to actually create the plane, you go up here to the plane tool, select the front panel, and basically give it an offset of 120 millimeters. Now, this button over here will allow you to change the direction of the offset. Next, we're going to create a sketch on the plane that we just drew. And change your view to be looking perpendicular at that plane. Now we're going to go to the center point circle, or you can press C, and just create a circle by clicking on the center point and dragging out to a radius that's around what you want. And to specify the exact radius, you can use the dimension tool or press D, select the outer edge of the circle, and create your radius. Set this radius to 102 millimeters. Now, create another center point circle and set the radius of that, or set the diameter of that to 98 millimeters. And press the tick. So if you use right click to move around, you see now that you've got two sketches. One for the front part and one for the back part. And basically to create a shape or to connect these two, we're going to use the loft tool. Click on it. Now you want to select two different faces. If you were to just click on the square here, you'll only be selecting the inner face. You realize that you're not actually selecting this outer one. To actually include this outer square or outer area, you click on this arrow here. Click on the inside section, and then click on the additional section that you want to add. Now, to select the second face, go back to your profiles, click on this outside area, click on one of the faces, click on this arrow, and then inside area, and then select this extra area that you want to add. And you see now that we have this preview of this loft. To actually create it, you just press the tick button, and here we've got the outside shape. Now, you see here that it's actually solid, so in order for us to hollow it, we have to create a loft to basically cut away at the inside section. So before we do that, if we go over here to the feature bar, we're going to just show our sketch that was automatically hidden when we created the loft. And yeah, you can see the sketch on those two faces there. Now we're going to go to loft and basically only select the inside shape of both sides. And in this in the loft panel, instead of doing new or add, we now select remove, and that will basically remove the area that's that the loft is. And then just press the tick to confirm that. So now we've got the general shape. If we look at the completed model, we can still see that there's this extra section on the outside here to actually hold this section in place. And we're going to create that now. We're going to go to sketch and create a new sketch on this plane. Make the view perpendicular, and to give you an idea of the sketch, it should look something like this. Okay, we're gonna go back to our Onshape now. To start off with, we'll create a center point rectangle and make the side length 102 millimeters. To make this a square, make both of the sides 102 millimeters. Now we're going to create basically diagonal lines across, and we're going to do that by going to the line tool and making it a construction line by pressing this construction button. Select one corner and then click on the other corner. Now do this for both corners. Next we're going to create a fillet. Sorry, a slot. So to do that, we're going to create a new line and just put it somewhere close to the diagonal line. And press escape to stop creating the line. We're gonna go over here to this area, go down and select slot. And just click on this line that you just created here. And yeah, just click anywhere else to confirm that. Now here you see there's a radius or diameter, and looking at this with this like symbol here, that means it's a diameter. We are going to make this 5 millimeters in diameter. Yeah, 5 millimeters in diameter. Now for the length of the slot, we'll go to the dimension tool and select this line in the middle, and we're going to make that 9 millimeters. Now press escape to stop selecting the tool, and we're going to now move this slot onto the diagonal line. To do this, just click on one of these corners, or like one of these centers of the circle, and just drag it onto the line. And yeah, do that with both of the like points. And you see that symbol here, that means basically that point is on this diagonal line. And finally, to fix this, you can see that the color is blue, which means that it is not fully constrained. We're going to add another dimension. And we're going to dimension this as a length between the corner and the center of this arc. And we're going to make this 9 millimeters. So yeah, now we've created one slot. We want to add another 4 slots. But instead of creating all of those manually, we are going to use a circular pattern. So go to this like slot area up here, and you're going to press the drop down and select circular pattern. Now you're just going to select this slot that we just created. You can press shift and click on the diagonal line to unselect that. This number here, the 3x, that's how many slots we want to create in the pattern. We want 4, so just double click on that and type in 4 and press enter. Next, you see this arrow here. This will basically allow you to change the angle. And since we want 4 of them evenly spaced out, we're just going to make that 270 degrees. And then just click anywhere to confirm that. Now, you can kind of see that these are not fully constrained, and that is because I forgot one step here, and that there's actually the center of the circular pattern that I haven't like defined yet. So to do that, to define it, we're just going to drag it right on the center here, and now all of this is black, and you fully define the sketch. If you have these like extra bits here, you can just delete them. Don't delete them. And now you can just press tick to like confirm that sketch. But if we were to actually extrude this, it will extrude as a solid plate and will basically cover the hole here. So to actually bring this circle forward, so that's now part of the sketch, we're going to go up here and use the project/convert tool, or you can press U. Select that, and just select this like outer ring of the circle here, and just click on that. And now that's part of our sketch. And now we can press the tick button. Next, we're going to extrude, and basically select these corners and this like ring here, and we're going to make that 2 millimeters. So yeah, make this 2 millimeters by going to this like panel and just typing 2 millimeters. Now you can see that the arrow is pointing in that direction, which is not the direction that you want. And to just change the direction, just click on this opposite direction button here. And yeah, that'll give us the correct direction. Now I can just press tick, and we have that, basically this connection panel here. Now we're going to basically make this edge rounded, or we can call them filleting the edges. And just go up here and find the fillet tool. Set the radius to 10 millimeters, which it's already done here, and just basically click on these four corners, or these four like edges. And then just press tick to confirm that. Now, the very last step is we're just going to add an extrusion on this side here for the rest of the wind tunnel to connect to. So to do that, just press on the extrude tool and just select the section. And we're going to extrude that . We are going to extrude that 2 millimeters. Press tick, and yeah, that is basically your outlet section done. And congratulations, you've made a wind tunnel outlet.